Hi guys, welcome to Strong Fit. This is Emer here. Today's video we are working on alleviating the symptoms of mild depression. And yes, that works on a metaphysical level in terms of the chakras we will be working on and even energy lines. But primarily it very much works on the physical body and a practical way of bringing more blood, which carries hormones, nutrients, oxygen, and carries away waste material. So bringing more blood to the brain. So I hope you enjoyed today's class and that you received the benefits from the class primarily. Check the little box on the right hand side of the screen, and that's going to give you easier options because really it's about emotional upliftment today rather than doing anything fancy.
Coming into child's pose, and you can stack your two fists or use a yoga block like I'm doing here to gently massage around your eyebrows. There might be some tender points there that could do with a little release from the pressure of your head against a yoga block, your fists, or even a hard cover book. And just allow yourself to relax and be. I'm going to be leaving plenty of silences today in the practice. For you to simply notice. Now coming into a puppy pose, make any adjustments that you need to make. We're opening around the heart chakra. Releasing any pent-up energy. In yoga, the physical body is seen to affect our emotional and mental body. So we're working with the physical to bring about a release. Coming into a tabletop position from here and unfurling into your half up dog, knees on the floor. And then exhale, squeeze your inner thighs together isometrically, reversal. And then rounding through the spine again and back into your half up dog. Now, the important point as we repeat this one more time is simply to begin to move the energy up through your spine a little bit, warm up the body, make everything feel good, keep breathing. Then scooting back, bringing your forehead to the floor, elbows under shoulders, coming into a sphinx pose, and suctioning the belly button off the floor now. Then lowering back down, inhale, and exhale, lift your belly button away from the floor. Repeating that so you know what it feels like for the spine to feel protected in a back bend. And then bringing your belly back towards the floor. Relaxing. Before lowering your chest to the floor again, squeezing one heel in and then the other towards the buttocks, lifting the top chest. Using the strength of your back and tilting your pelvis forward and suctioning your belly button away from the floor. Now it won't lift, but your back will feel protected. You can lift your knees. Step 2. Relaxing the face, the jaw, then lowering back down. Now, option of one-sided bow, taking hold of the foot or not, opening around the shoulders if you're taking hold of the foot. This is all about energy flow, so allow that breath to flow. coming out and repeating that on the other side. Lowering back down. Bringing your backhand into a cactus position, now tipping over onto the side, and I'm demoing easier option, just collapse both knees. This is an option. Or bring that top foot behind you, the top hand behind the opposite buttocks, to open around the shoulders and the chest a little bit more. So targeting meridians that are quite similar to the heart chakra here. And then swapping sides, resting your cheek on the floor, taking the option that releases around the chest and activates underneath your arm, that back arm in a half cactus position. Allow the breath to flow. Allow the face to relax. Coming out of this now, hands under shoulders, pressing up into a Bhujangasana. You'll notice my elbows are still bent. Suction your belly button in towards your spine, then lowering back down. Lifting up again, so unfurling, stretching the front line of the body. And then lowering back down again. Think of rippling the energy up through your spine to lift into your baby back bend. And lowering all the way back down. Half up dog. Feel free to lift your knees or keep them on the floor like I'm doing, and then find your downward facing dog now. You'll notice I'm using a block. Our heads are pretty heavy, and this is to allow ourselves to be here a little bit longer. You could use a chair instead. You could do an equivalent of a puppy pose with your forehead on the block, just allowing the blood flow and energy flow from the heart back up towards the head. So whatever helps you hold that position, keep lifting the armpits away from the floor, keep breathing, keep noticing. We will be here for a little bit more time than usual to get those benefits. So do whatever you need to do, which might include coming in and out of the shape. Notice your breath, allowing the lungs to relax. Now walking our hands back towards our feet. You can take an easier option of a forward fold, which might mean using a chair, elbows on your thighs, or Salamba Uttanasana like I'm doing here. Taking hold of the elbows. And again, we're allowing the pose to work. Allow that tide of the breath to come and go. Simply focus on relaxing the lungs before the breath comes in and out. That will help. Now, finding your block, this is optional, and you can bring it under your head, or you might still have your forehead on a chair. This is obviously the easier option. If anything becomes too uncomfortable, feel free to come in and out of this. Allow your sit bones to lift. Allow your hamstrings to naturally release. Invite them to release. Your glutes to release and your sit bones to lift up. I'm removing my block. I just find it more comfortable without the block, but you can stay with your head on a block. Activate around your third eye, that massage around your eyebrows, whatever feels good for you. Walking our hands back out now into our down dog. Just allowing all that fresh blood to go to the brain, still in a type of inversion. Not full, the legs are not over the head, but the torso is over the level of the heart, and heart is over the level of the head. And just allowing the shape to do its magic, relaxing the lungs before the breath comes in and out. I would strongly recommend you lift the armpits away from the floor here, lowering your knees. Bringing your feet out in front of you into a Baddha Konasana, and having a little play around with rocking your knees. So opening around your hips, lengthening your torso away. Bringing your awareness into the body, just noticing. Now coming into a twist. So most of our endorphins are made in our small intestine, and twists are seen to be really good in yoga for our entire digestive system. So yoga in general is very good for our mood, very good for our health. Think of lengthening up before you twist, and then just hold and allow the pose to work. Allow yourself to breathe. And try not to push yourself out of any mood. Instead, almost be a good friend. Sit with yourself in kindness. As if you're saying, I acknowledge this is how you're feeling. And there's an important message here, otherwise I wouldn't be feeling it. We don't dig up messages, they reveal themselves. Now swapping sides with that twist, so just allow your emotions to be, like you're aerating them here in our practice. Relaxing the lungs still. And then coming back to the center and bringing your legs back out in front into your Baddha Konasana. And you can bring your forehead to blocks again, or a chair. If it's okay for you to hinge forward, find a shape that feels good for you. We've got plenty of poses where our forehead is resting, so no stress. Make the shape your own. We're opening around the hips here. See if you can facilitate that flow of breath. It will help your emotional energy free up as well to begin to move, those emotions. They say that emotions are healthy when there's a flow. It's when they become stagnant that they become difficult. So coming out of this now, bringing your legs out in front and taking your variation of a Paschimottanasana. Your knees might be bent here. It's all good. Energetics today. Yes, I know I mentioned physical so important. It is, but our legs don't need to be straight. We're bowing in towards ourselves. I'm using a block underneath my forehead, but that's because it's comfortable for me. You could have your legs underneath the chair and your forehead on the chair. Get creative, your forehead on a bolster. But even if there's no prop, we're bringing our head down. And this is like a type of surrender to our higher self in a forward fold. Calms the mind. Allow yourself to be and breathe and notice. Make the shapes your own. Nothing has to be perfect. There's no such thing anyway. And simply allowing the breath in and out as we slowly come out of this and over onto our back. I'm picking up my knees and drawing some circles with my knees for my hips. And then changing the direction of those hip circles. Interlacing hand behind my left thigh. It can be your right, doesn't really matter, right? Heel to sky, buttocks to floor. Press your thigh forward even if your knee is bent. Make it your own. Bring the blood flow down from the legs and now pointing and flexing the toes. Now, the part of our brain related to ankle flexibility is very related to the part of our brain related to feeling good. That's strange, isn't it? But listen, I always think when I read these things, will it be a bad thing if my ankles are more mobile? No. So pointing and flexing those toes. Relaxing the face and jaw as you do this. Now everting and inverting, which means bringing the toes from side to side. We're going to work on the full movement of that ankle joint. Now we're drawing circles with our toes for our foot in one direction for our ankle. And then changing the direction of those ankle circles. Lovely long neck here. Make sure your back feels good. Again, hugging that knee in towards the chest, buttocks on the floor. And finding a little twist. So a very simple twist, sweeping the knee across the body, looking over the back shoulder. Perhaps beginning to feel a little less numb. When we feel numb, energy is stagnant. We have to reform that connection with ourselves. The connection breaks because if we don't listen to our emotions, right? Hugging opposite knee in, so I'm starting a little backwards on this side. And then interlacing the hand behind the thigh, pressing thigh into hands, leg bent or straight, foot to the sky, buttocks to the floor. Lovely long neck, then pointing and flexing. So without judgment, if there's numbness there, no judgment. We're simply noticing. And then everting and inverting, the energy will begin to flow. You will begin to feel again. Just a little bit of time and patience. Now ankle circles, and yoga is an awesome practice for our emotional well-being. And then ankle circles in the opposite direction. Now sweeping that knee across the body into our little twist again on the opposite side. Relaxing the face and jaw, breathing. Lovely long back. Again, we're simply aerating the emotional body. Allow the breath to flow. That will help. If we still feel nothing, that's fine. Just allow nothingness is somethingness. Allow it all to aerate. Like we're allowing the light in there. Back through the center again, legs up towards the sky. Have another little play around with your ankles and feet. Now I'm using a yoga block under my buttocks. You can have it on the lowest rung for a bridge pose. You can use a hard cover book or a few books. You can use 2 yoga blocks. You can put it onto its side. I'll allow you to be the judge of what props you can use at home. You know, you can even use cushions to lift your buttocks up off the floor. So what we're looking for here in this shape is that the chest is lifted. The chest is moving in towards the chin, so it's restricting the throat chakra a little bit. And the heart is above the level of the head. Now the neck stays long. It's the chest that moves in towards the throat. Optional affirmation here. I'm inhaling everything I need. I'm exhaling thanks, letting go. Now immediately you might know what you need. I'm inhaling, understanding. I'm exhaling thanks, letting go. But if you don't, I'm inhaling everything I need. I'm exhaling thanks, letting go. That covers all bases, right? I'm inhaling. Connection with my emotions is another one, right? Just allow yourself to be. Now I'm coming into a supported shoulder stand. That just means I'm lifting my legs up. As you can see, there is a easier option with your buttocks on a pillow at a wall. Your legs are up the wall, so your buttocks is still higher than your head in that option. Or you can just keep your buttocks on the floor and bring your legs up the side of the wall without a pillow under your buttocks. Ideally, just lift your buttocks just a little so it's an easier equivalent of this supported headstand, shoulder stand. Press our shoulders down a little so the chest lifts. Can you relax your face and jaw? Can you relax around the throat? I know it can feel a little uncomfortable at the beginning, that restriction around our throat chakra. In yoga, this is seen to be massaging this area, this restriction. We will be opening that area soon. Can you relax around your scalp to receive that fresh blood? Relax your face. Now carefully coming out, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your belly, lift your hips and lower back down. Optional Halasana. So, if you're pretty new to yoga, I'd either skip the video forward or stay there at the wall with your legs up the wall. Just want to keep your neck lovely and long. I mean, you can adjust this. There's an option of having legs a lot higher on a chair. So for example, if where my feet were, there was a chair, my feet could be a lot higher on the chair seat. Pressing the shoulders down, the neck stays long, and we're allowing that blood flow. It is surprising sometimes when we begin to feel the energy of the shapes we were making facilitate the flow of emotional energy in the body. Sometimes it feels like, oh, there's a little bit of unsticking that's happening there. It might be beginning to flow. Obviously, if it's not, no worries. Keep practicing. Carefully coming out now, one vertebra at a time. Having a little rest. I'm keeping my knees bent. You can straighten them. Whatever feels good for you. And now I'm straightening my legs. From here, I'm taking my yoga block, rolling over onto the side. Now you can use cushions. I'm demoing. My block is going to be right behind my heart, either on the highest rung or the lowest, and I bring it kind of widthways. I'm going to try it the other way first, but actually it's probably going to be too high for me. Now we can have a block underneath our head, supporting our head as well. As I'm demoing here, I'm probably going to come out in a minute and try without the block underneath my head. Or if you look in the little box in the corner, you'll see a much easier option with simply a pillow from your bedroom, lifting the heart higher than the head and throat. You can be on one block or 2 blocks. Just figure out something comfortable for a longish hold. Whenever you have found what feels good for you, relaxing into it. My throat is open here. The heart is open. The hands are flipped up towards the ceiling. You can have your hands in a cactus position if you're using a pillow. Or you can just do what I'm doing here. It's probably more comfortable if you're using a pillow to have your hands in a cactus position. Just allowing the energy flow around the heart chakra now. What can you relax a little bit more? Now I'm slowly extending my legs. I actually take hold of my head to come out of this. You choose, just make sure it feels good for your body coming out. And then taking a resting position. Now we're going to repeat a lot of those poses. You could take the shorter option and finish the class here. Or you could do a round 2 for those extra benefits. The reason I didn't simply hold is because in terms of depression, it's seen as a stagnant energy. So although we may not have the energy for high level movements, a little bit of movement is good, as much as we can handle, while still acknowledging how we're feeling. Now coming out of this and into a child's pose again, with the block underneath the forehead as an option, allowing yourself to rest and be, of course, rest. This type of rest, it's not too long, but it's very constructive. Coming out again and into our down dog, with or without your block, you choose. I'm using a block here underneath my forehead. It's surprising how heavy the head is, right? When you rest it, it's a lot easier. How's the breath? Just notice, sometimes there's a clenching around the top chest. It's very related to whether we're allowing our emotions to flow or not too. Sometimes we're trying to control everything, which we can't do. So if you can allow yourself to breathe a little freer, simply by noticing where you're holding on, where you're gripping, it will allow your emotional body to release more too. So the physical affecting the emotional, and using that purposefully. Walking your hands back towards your feet. And I'm going to demo that option with the chair. It's going to be in the corner there earlier anyway, but before I knew I was going to do that, I just wanted to demo the option with a chair for a forward fold. So take a forward fold immediately if you're not using a chair or you have the chair handy already. You can use blocks under your forehead. Just giving options for longer holds. If it's not comfortable, make it comfortable. Allow those sit bones to lift. If your back is really achy, make sure you bend your knees. Relaxing the face and jaw. Whatever shape you're in, facilitating that blood flow to the brain. So you could have your head rested on the couch, doesn't really matter here. If your buttocks is above your head and your heart is above your head. That's the idea. You can practice, well, never perfection, but you can practice more in other classes, you know, the physicality. So coming to our knees, and into a child's pose with cupcake hands, so lengthening through the spine, or a puppy pose option. Now, I'm showing you the option of rabbit hare with your crown of your head on the floor. So most people might think their forehead is the crown of the head at the beginning. You can take hold of your heels for a harder option, and your head, it's almost like your forehead is touching your knees. You could see I can be in the crown of my head even more. It can be hard to gauge, and that's our step one option, getting the energetics of a headstand. If you do headstand already, sure, go for it. Today's class would not be a place to start. Headstand has the same amount of pressure, or actually less, than rabbit or hare. It is what I always say, it should be called shoulder stand because the shoulders do all the work, but there's a pose called shoulder stand already. We're not really balancing on our head. I know it looks like that. The shoulders are doing the work. There's massage point pressure on the crown of the head. So we really need to build up to that. It's never some crazy fluke that we get into the pose. It's very controlled. So whatever shape you're in, the blood is going back to the head. The buttocks now, for everyone, is more over the head. The heart is over the head. We're getting that massage point pressure on the crown of the head for everyone. This is seen to activate our crown chakra. Let's see if we can relax into this. If you're in headstand, you might slowly, very slowly come out and change the grip of your hands. We'll take probably a few minutes or two because we need to rest in child's pose in between. So I'll just tell you when I'm coming out and changing the grip. We're resting now. Everyone stay in hare pose or rabbit pose if you're there. And now I'm changing the finger that's on top in the interlaced hands. So coming back into my headstand, changing that grip. Relax your jaw. How much can you soften the face? I'm slowly coming out with control now and resting in child's pose. You can rest in child's pose if you're in your rabbit or hare or anything else that feels good. Just allowing some length back into the neck. You can use a block. And then coming into your child's pose on your mat, if you're not there already. And then down dog with a block. Or stay in a puppy or child's pose. There's your options. I'm resting my head on a block in my down dog. Lengthening the spine, lifting the armpits away from the floor. This really charges up the whole body. Down dog is excellent pretty much for everything. See if you can sense the movement of the breath and the boundaries of the body, so on the skin of your face, the very outer layer of your body. Now, it doesn't matter if you find the breath there or not, just see if you can sense it. And continue to do so as you come over onto your buttocks. We're setting up for our bridge. Again, your variation. Where can you sense the play of the breath in the body, on your skin, even around the heart? And shoulder stand option, your variation. Can you relax around the top chest and heart a little bit, like you're allowing that area to be porous, allowing, like the breath is coming in and out through every pore around the heart center. Neck is relaxed. Coming out slowly, carefully. Removing our blocks or your props. In your variation of Halasana, plow pose, I'm interlacing my hands, shoulders are pressing down. If it's easy, maybe you press the heels away so they're directly over the toes. You choose. Just keep pressing the shoulders down there, active, to protect the neck. I'm supporting my low back to come out of this slowly. Resting, feet on the floor. Coming out and setting up for our Matsyasana, our fish pose, your variation. We want the prop to be right behind the heart. That's the cue I'd give, whatever props you're using. We want that part to be the highest. Again, notice sensation. Any sensation, we're becoming more fine-tuned to small sensations. Just noticing. Maybe it's the movement of the breath. Maybe it's some sensation you can't name. Maybe it's a feeling you can name. Doesn't matter, but investigate. Look, notice softly, softly. We're not digging anything up. Again, notice the correlation between no sensation or low sensation around your feelings and stagnation of the breath. It's interesting, right? So those words like numbed or frozen, they're quite on point. Just notice. It's not that there's nothing there. Slowly lifting yourself up, out, and back into a resting position in your own time. You may wish to continue in your Shavasana, lengthening your legs out, or join me for a few moments of any seated meditation position. So make yourself comfortable, lengthen up through your spine, and then leave it, because we can't learn that in one day. And all we're going to do is notice. We're not trying to change how we're feeling. We are forming a relationship with ourselves. We're noticing. So just notice whatever there is to notice without trying to fix it. Thank you for joining me today, guys. And I do appreciate all likes, subscribes, and comments. Enjoy your day. And I hope you enjoyed this class.